This episode would be posted long back, but whenever I try to do this editing part of thing, sometimes my storage would be completed. Yesterday also I recorded entire thing, but then after doing all the editing things, I'll paste you the clip after doing all the editing. I didn't have much space, so I deleted the original files itself just to save what I edited. And then it was like, draft, your original draft is cleared now, we can't recover. And it was like permanently deleted. And I felt like shit. I did so much of hard work behind editing, whole day, whole holiday I was doing this one. But it just sometimes you need to learn your lessons. And this time I learned that unless your work is done, don't delete the original files. Bye, signing off. Trishti here. The story behind my first coffee and conversations. You know how everything sounds perfect in your head until you actually plan to do it. That's how exactly my first coffee and conversations began. Hi, I'm Drishti, currently working as a trainee bioinformatician in Hyderabad. So, a month ago, I posted about a meetup where we host women in bioinformatics, where we share their career journeys, their experiences, and have a conversation over a cup of coffee. That's exactly when I met Jyoti. It was like people were reaching out, I was reaching out too. So that time I met Jyoti, a genome analyst, and she showed up. She showed her interest, like, okay, I'm interested in this one. So that's how I got my first guest for coffee and conversations. Woohoo! And what's intriguing about her profile was 18,000 followers on LinkedIn, which shows she has been in this journey for long and she has a lot of experience. And I thought it would be perfect for first time to have her as a guest. So let the story begin. And the struggle to make it happen, that was real. What was happening was whenever we were deciding to meet, other work commitment showed up, or sometimes the weather was not supporting and the list was long. But finally, the day arrived where we planned to meet, and everything looked set until I reached the location. Now, when I reached, I saw that place was really crowded, so we could not sit and record properly. That's when I called up a nearby cafe and asked them specially that if your cafe is free for recording, we could have a conversation there. And if it's not crowded, they said, yeah, fine, it's okay, you can come and record. Like, okay, great. Then we went there. Story fast forwarding to what happened after that. As soon as we were setting up our tripod, the lady owner from the cafe comes up and say, you cannot record here, I don't want my place to be recorded. That's she said for once. Then, unless you pay me 3,000 for an hour. I like, why? Okay, commercial purpose, I understand all those things, but eventually I called up and came, right? Then I should not be having such an issue. After I tried convincing her, we packed our bags and left. Where? We even don't know. Actually, at that point, I didn't want to give up because I had already called Jyoti and I didn't want to waste her time. And after so much of rescheduling, we have fixed a location, and I just didn't want to see it going through. So we decided to record it right there by the roadside. It wasn't perfect, but somehow it felt authentic. The conversation was finally happening. Of course, because of all the chaos, the conversation was not long enough, so we decided to keep it short and formal. And that's not what I planned. I planned for something formal yet fun. But we couldn't do it formally. After recording, we grabbed some snack, a cup of coffee, and clicked some pictures and had a discussion for a moment. And then it was time to say goodbye until we meet next time. So, this was my first time I was trying something like this, something where I'm asking questions, being a host, and it was a wonderful experience. I know there's a lot to learn, but that's what the journey is all about, right? Here I'm explaining how the conversation would be, what are the segments that would be there in the conversation. I hope you all gain insights from this conversation. Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee and Conversations in Bioinformatics, a space where we spotlight women in bioinformatics, data science, and genomics field and learn from their experiences. Hi, I'm your host Drishti, and today I have Jyoti Mradhaji. So I feel that everyone's journey in bioinformatics field, biotechnology field is unique. So how did you get into this field, and how was your experience?
uh, it was a good experience. Good means initially I was when I started my career in bioinformatics, I was like I started from zero. I was not aware of what is bioinformatics exactly. After coming to this bioinformatics, after joining this, I get to know uh, there is many things to learn in this field, people those who are more interested towards biological data. Apart from that, those who are like technical information, so for those people it will be good, biologic as we all know, bioinformatics is it is it fascinated me, how computational tools will work on biological data. So that was more interesting for me to get into this field. And
So next question, if I ask, ki as genome analyst, what are the things or what are the work you focus on? So layman term may, if you want to explain, so what do genome analysts do?
uh, genome analysts mainly play with genomic data. Genomic data, they those who are more interested to know, if we have those who are interested on different kinds of disease, uh, rare diseases, based on phenotype based. So it will be quite interesting for people to work on different kind of rare disease, like uh, Alzheimer disease, autisms, this kind of disease. People should will people will get interest on working on different kind of diseases, and one should know like a basic databases information for bioinformatics, and computational tools GATK based SAM tools, like variant caller, those things. And
So
of
you took names of I think few tools, right, which are used in pipeline. So agar if someone is new to all these terms, could you just explain in one line that what these tools are all about?
Uh, Actually, these all are bioinformatics tools. In bioinformatics, different kind of workflow needs different kinds of tool. For genome analysis, for finding variants, these kinds of tools we needed. First, as we need to, as a human genome is a well established genome, so we'll align our raw sequence data with referenced genome, so that we will get the alignment file. And then after the alignment file, some intermediate file like SAM to BAM conversion, and base recalibration things. And later on last, we'll call variants by using haplotype caller. We use different kind of database like CleanVar and Franklin for annotations by from OMIM genome information. This is how these tools used.
So guys, take note whatever she mentioned, the tools and the databases, it might be useful for you as well. So talking about your career journey, because we were having a conversation, so you started with biotechnology and then you shifted into bioinformatics, right? So what are the challenges that time you faced, and like if someone is so willing to switch into this field, what are the things that they should focus from now so that they don't face challenge same as you faced in your career?
First, we should have some basic biological knowledge. Apart from the Linux is mandatory in bioinformatics,
Correct.
and of course, so for some basic coding like Python or programming, we should know these things. This will be for people. It will be beneficial for people.
So, do you recommend joining one such specialized course where you teach all of these things like Python and let's say about databases, the biology? See, if you are from biofield, then it's fine. But if you are switching from data science field to bioinformatics,
Yes, sure. Actually, there are many free online courses are available in internet. Apart from that, many companies are offering like payment kind of workshop, and so internship we can do any kind of internship, and of course there is many open source for learning bioinformatics.
Okay, all right. So again, I have a unique round which you don't see in podcast kind of thing. So it's the Instagram trend bare minimum versus princess treatment corporate edition. So my questions are, you have to just say it's bare minimum or princess treatment, right? Because we all are princess. Getting paid on time.
Bare minimum.
Manager checking on your mental health and not just deadlines.
Princess treatment.
Hybrid or flexible working hours.
Both. Both.
For me, I think it would be bare minimum. Freedom to try new ideas or lead small projects.
Bare minimum.
You have experience now, so that's why bare minimum for you. Getting health insurance and other medical perks.
Bare minimum.
Team outings or retreats every few months.
Princess treatment.
Regular skill development workshop or training sessions.
Princess treatment.
Diwali bonuses.
Bare minimum.
So now I have really fun segment that is rapid fire round, and isme we'll have 5 questions or so, and it would be a quick rapid fire, right? So you just need to give one word answers. So my first question is, one bioinformatics tool that you can't live without.
Fast QC.
All right. One favorite database.
Cleanva.
One scientific woman who inspires you.
Like Ria. She was in my earlier career stage.
That's great. Debugging or data cleaning. What's more frustrating for you?
Uh, Data cleaning.
In one word, what does bioinformatics mean for you?
Uh, Troubleshooting.
All right. One last question. One sequencing platform that you love working with.
Of course, third generation.
So, before we wrap up, I have a quick question for you. So, I would like to hear your advice for young women who are just entering in the field of bioinformatics, data science, genomics related field. So, what's your advice to them?
I don't think bioinformatics is limited to women or men. So it is depend on their interest. People, those who are more interested on research, like science field, and both in technical field, it will be for them.
Okay. If I want to ask, like, just because we are into corporate world, so what should be our strategy so that we also grow from each company to company? So What's that thing that you would take that criteria that you should make sure that if you are in a company, you should have this criteria happening for you.
Of course, working environment is mandatory because mental peace is first, and apart from that, keep on learning things. When you feel when you feel nothing is to learn, then better to explore. Keep your space more open, so you can keep on learning from other places also. So it will be what I feel, it will be most important thing.
So, Jyoti ji, thank you so much. A huge thank you because you are the first guest for the series that I'm starting, and your cooperation means a lot because when you are new and you're putting out something like open in an open environment and you're responding to that, it's truly special for me. Despite you not being comfortable on camera, still being able to do so much and or travel all along in Hyderabad where it takes at least 1 hour to travel. So, thank you so much. And also to all our listeners, if you find this conversation meaningful and helpful, do subscribe and follow the channel. And also, we would hear some words from Jyoti ji again.
Thank you, you too, also, for providing me this opportunity, this platform.
Thank you so much. So, that's the story behind my first episode of Coffee and Conversation. So, here is to more stories, more conversation, more women in bioinformatics, and more coffee. Thank you, everyone. And if you know someone who would be interested to be our guest for the show. It's not show actually, but you never know. Anyone who would be interested to be a part of this initiative, I would definitely welcome them and I would love to host them. So drop their name in the comments below. Thank you so much. And also let me know how useful this conversation was for you. And tell me some other questions that you would be interested to know about this field. We would try to cover in the next episodes. Thank you.